they're arguing about freedom. Guns are just the symbol. You ever get in a fight with your girlfriend and you're like, babe, what's the big deal? I just dropped socks next to the bed. And she's like, it's not.
Welcome back to Connect the City. I am Millie in the city, and this is my beautiful co-host,
JV Jones.
And you're back on with Connect the City, guys. We are talking about gun control, yay or nay. We have a very special guest, Nathan, who is a gun shop owner. We've been listening to the things that he's had to say. We are relying on him for his expertise. And again, we want to say thank you. Sir, before we went to break, I talked about the Second Amendment, but I also want to read, when I was looking up gun laws, and for the Maryland gun law, it says Maryland has no constitutional provision granting a right to bear arms. Can you, one, speak on that, and can you also, after that, if JV and I came to your shop and we wanted to buy a gun, can you just walk us briefly through the steps we would have to take and the steps you would have to take?
Number one, if you're going to buy a handgun, you'd have to have an HQL license.
It's HQL?
And an HQL, handgun qualification license.
Okay.
And what you would have to do, you would have to go get what is called a live scan fingerprinting done. And that's $54.
Okay.
And that information will be sent to the state police. You tell the fingerprinter, I'm going to get one HQL, and they send it to the state police. At that point in time, you need to go and take a gun training class where they actually have you fire a gun. Once you've completed that, and that's going to cost about $20,
Okay.
you have to go online to the Maryland State Police website, licensing division. You have to supply them with your training ID number, and they're going to have your results from the fingerprinting, and then you're going to pay them $50 for them to process it.
Okay.
At that point in time, they will run their own separate background check and determine whether or not you qualify under Maryland state law to own a handgun or not.
Okay.
Depending on what crimes or misdemeanors you committed in other states, they will check to see what their laws and what Maryland state laws would have adjudicated your sentence to be. And you could be found totally ineligible to buy a handgun. At that point in time, you've lost all your money, and you're done.
Oh,
You can't
wow.
get a gun.
Okay.
And you don't get your money back.
But listen, there's an important factor here. When you're filling out the application, it asks some very specific questions, and it says under penalty of law, and it asks about these crimes and everything. And if you answer no, in theory, the state of Maryland could prosecute you for lying on an affidavit. I don't know of anybody that's ever been prosecuted for lying on an affidavit trying to get a gun. And that's just for a handgun. Now, if you wanted to buy a shotgun or a rifle, what would happen is you could come in and you would say, I want to buy this rifle or shotgun. I would have to look to make sure it's not on one of the guns that the state of Maryland has banned. And if it isn't, we could get it. Once we got this weapon, I'd have to get all your pertinent data, personal information, social security number, your birth date, your birth state, and we'd have to submit it to the FBI for a background check.
So you didn't know that.
And
Okay.
typically, sometimes it takes 3 to 4 minutes, and sometimes it takes a day or two, depending on your name and how often you've moved. It could take up to 3 days. But until I get a notification from the FBI that says to proceed with the sale, you can't have a firearm.
Okay.
You can look at it and everything else, but you can't walk out with it until the FBI has cleared you to get this thing. And it's been this way forever. It's not just something that happened within the last year or two. It goes all the way back to 1985.
Okay. Okay.
And that's where we're at. I mean, and some of the stuff that Maryland is decided makes a bad gun are stupid cosmetic things. It does these cosmetic appearances don't make the firearm any more deadly or anything else. They were concerned about an AR-15 that had what is called an M4 profile barrel. And an M4 profile barrel allows you to attach a grenade launcher to the weapon. And they were afraid, some of the politicians were afraid you might get a grenade launcher. Well, if you had access to a grenade launcher, you could probably get a machine gun.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be buying it from a gun store because you, quite frankly, can't buy grenade launchers from stores.
Okay, thank God.
And I mean, that's the reality of it. I mean, you know, I had a credit card company said, well, you need to buy this new machine that does chip reading to prevent credit card fraud. And I said, I don't need it. I said, everybody that comes into my store, they have to provide identification. They have to have a background check before they even walk out of anything, out of the store with any merchandise. I said, what do I need to do? They've done a background check. Every customer.
Yes.
Period.
Period. Can you buy ammunition and you still have to go through all of that same process?
No, I mean, you can buy any ammunition you want to buy.
Okay.
But, I mean, if you're buying ammunition, I mean, unless you have a firearm, you can't do anything with it. What are you going to do with it?
Okay.
Throw it at somebody?
No, I was just wondering if a person can just come in and just buy ammunition.
Without a firearm is useless.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be an illegal firearm, but anyway.
It could be okay, I'm ready to. Don't get me started on the illegals.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Illegals,
just
okay.
curious.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and everybody goes, well, you know, guns are designed to kill people. Well, not yes and no. Guns are also designed to kill certain animals.
Well, true.
For hunting purposes. In the state of Maryland, Department of Natural Resources lists the calibers that they say are acceptable for hunting with. And believe it or not, the .223, which is a .556, is not really a caliber that they say is suitable for hunting deer in the state of Maryland.
Okay.
And that's the gun. That's that AR-15 model.
Okay.
So it's not suitable for shooting deer. To kill them mainly. I mean, yeah, and you know, there's really, they need to enforce the existing laws stringently. This is the law.
Okay.
Right.
When you break the law, you have to pay. You have to go to jail. You have to be fined. You have to pay your dues for breaking the crime.
Right.
It's just, and it doesn't happen.
Right.
I mean, the criminals get the guns from their family and friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
I mean, that's where they get the firearms. They don't. Criminals don't come into the gun store to buy guns.
Right. I believe that.
Well, what do you got?
They bring their clean friend to get it. But anyway.
I'm bringing JV with me. I'm bringing JV.
Yeah, I have a question from one of our Facebook people. They said, or they're making a comment, there should be a law on how many guns one person can have. What is that law?
Right.
Oh, I'm ready to hear that.
Well, no, what the law says is this. You may only purchase one firearm, one regulated firearm, a month, unless you're a designated collector. Maryland has a designated collector status. And once again, you have to fill out the proper paperwork and undergo a background check. Now, we get into, well, why do you need so many guns? Why do you need this and why do you need that? Why do people need to have cars that are 600-700 horsepower that do 200 miles an hour in a state that the top speed limit is 70? Why do you have motorcycles that go 140, 150 miles an hour in a state where the top speed limit is 70?
Well, it's true.
Compare that to guns, though.
Well, I mean, and he does have a good point when you really can't compare. So let me ask you a question, sir, because we we're so, we're so delighted that you're on. But we want to have everyone that's listening on our lines and also listening on Facebook, right, JV?
Yes.
So we can talk about as many things as we can. My question is, why do you think, and I'll get Ed back on the line, why do you think the Republicans said last week that it was too early to talk about gun control?
Because you make rash decisions under bad circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about when you react instantly to a terrible situation, you tend to react poorly.
Right.
If you just we got to do something and you got to do something whether it's right or wrong. That's a decision that it doesn't help anything. It's going to hinder things. I mean, if you just think about it, you just don't. When you're diagnosed with a serious disease, you don't tell the surgeon cut everything out now. You go get a second opinion and make sure that what he wants to do is the correct procedure and is going to work. You really have to think about it. When people have yet to hear anybody propose a law that would have stopped anything, and even Dianne Feinstein said there are no laws that could have kept this individual from doing what he did. I mean, the guy was a multimillionaire.
Okay, so he could afford the guns.
He could buy anything that he wants to buy. And why a multimillionaire would go crazy living the lifestyle he was living was like, are you kidding me?
Right, are you kidding us?
Now, my question is, did he buy his guns legally?
Sure he did.
Sure he did.
They've already stated that he bought those firearms legally.
I knew he was going to say that.
I just wanted to ask.
No, I just knew that. No, I'm saying I knew.
Oh, okay.
Like, I just I knew it. I knew that. I was mad that that's the answer, though.
So I'm not saying, because he had a semi-automatic, and that was something that he could buy legally? I'm just wondering.
Sure.
Good question.
Okay.
Yeah, semi-automatic rifles are completely legal in most places, except, believe it or not, there's a lot of restrictions on what you can own. Maryland has one set of rules, but like Detroit, Baltimore, Chicago, California, they have. Oakland, California, they have some of the toughest gun laws in the nation.
Yeah, they do.
And they're absolutely the toughest laws. You can't get any tougher. But those cities have the highest crime rates.
Highest crime rates.
We talk about this massacre that happened in Las Vegas.
Right.
Well, Chicago's had over 500 homicides with firearms this year.
We discussed
500.
it. We discussed
and
it.
over 2,000 wounded. And this is a city that has some of the tightest gun laws in the nation.
Right.
So if you just think about it for just a second and can wrap your head around it, here's a city that has some of the toughest gun laws in the nation, and they can't control their firearm deaths. What other additional law could you possibly make to keep people from shooting other people? Because the criminals are not going to turn the firearms in.
No, they're not.
I mean, I had people one time, they tell me, well, my house is a gun-free zone. I said, did you go put a sign out in your front yard and say, this is a gun-free zone, there's no firearms in this house? Did you do that?
So we have a couple of questions for you. My first question was, I know JV has one, but you talked about, and I'm going to say that I'm just a tad bit ignorant on this subject because I'm on the fence. You said something about an assault rifle. What would a regular citizen need an assault rifle for?
All right, I'll give you a really good example.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, sir.
We're going to go with the AR platform rifle.
Okay.
Okay? That rifle is capable of being changed you could go from a 17 caliber rifle all the way up to a 7.62 by 39 rifle. And once you get into like the 6.5s and stuff, it's a suitable hunting weapon. This is a weapon
That's a hunting, okay.
that's designed to be used in very rough and rugged conditions.
Rugged.
I'm going out into the up in the mountains and the woods. Here
Okay.
I've got a weapon that's rugged, it's durable, it's made to function under all conditions, and you can change the upper half of the gun to have hunting calibers available, and it's a very good hunting weapon.
Hunting people too.
Oh my gosh, you can't. I can whoop.
It's just a rifle. You know, everybody goes, well, it's an assault rifle. Well, people were killing each other with muzzle loaders
Okay.
hundreds of years ago and didn't have any problems. It's just this different style weapon. That's all it is.
Okay.
There's some. It's just a very adaptive weapon that you can make. You can customize it to what you want and how you want it to look. It's just like a car. I want this. I want these fancy wheels. I want this and that.
Right.
And you add what you want. It's very easy to change the appearance of the gun. And that's what makes this gun so desirable, is the average person can change the looks of it to whatever he desires or she desires. I mean, I've had women that bought pink guns.
You know.
See, I would want a purple gun myself, but that's just me.
And they can easily change the functionality of it too.
Oh, good. I didn't think about that either.
What's that, ma'am?
I said, I guess with that gun also, or that rifle, they can easily change the functionality of it. Got a quick question.
Any gun is with a competent machinist can change the functionality of any
Really?
weapon ever made.
Really?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I did not know
Yes,
that.
it's just a piece of machinery.
Right.
Okay.
It's just a piece of equipment, and if you have the right tools, it doesn't take much to change to do this or that. It's just like if you have the right tools, you can work on your car.
Right.
Well, yeah.
If you have the right tools, you can cook a gourmet meal.
Yeah. You can,
Right.
you can turn that car into turbo, huh?
The turbo, yeah.
I got a quick question for you that was asked by one of the people on Facebook and myself. Do you feel that there should be a limit to how many guns a person should be able to purchase?
But there's already a limit. You can only buy one firearm a month rather.
No, I mean period.
Oh.
All right. I'll give you an example. If you're going to bird hunt, there's there's about 4 different size shotguns, and depending on what bird you're hunting, if you're shooting doves, or you're shooting geese, or you're shooting pheasants, or ducks, you're going to want a particular style gun. But if you hunt all those, you may need to have 3 or 4 different weapons.
Okay.
Different
Oh,
shotguns.
okay, I see his point.
And if you're gonna hunt other animals, squirrels, rabbits, deer, bear, elk, moose, caribou,
Okay.
it's all these different. They all
different
take
guns.
different calibers too, and there's certain regulations described by DNR what you have to use. You're going to need those different weapons.
Now,
And then there's some people that like to target shoot, and the target shooting, they have different calibers for different ranges. You want to, depending on what you're shooting, they have different calibers, and you may have a lot of different calibers. There's a specific match. It's called a 3-gun match, and you have to shoot 3 different guns for this match. And I say, well, why should I've never done anything bad, never got convicted of a crime, never broke the law, committed a felony, spent time in jail. Why should I be told, well,
Okay.
you can't have that because you might do something bad with it? Because that would be like saying, you know what, I probably shouldn't let you drink because you might go out and drive under the influence. I shouldn't let you drive that car because you might run that red light, or you might speed, or you might pass that school bus.
Okay.
You can't have that 600 horsepower car because you may not follow the speed limit.